So once again, a very good morning, students.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So in our first class, we were discussing about motion, right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay, and we are make a definition for motion, and we are discussing about what are the different types of motion, and the two terms we are introducing in association with this term motion, right? I
Yes, ma'am.
hope all of you remember that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, then Prarthana, can you
Yes,
say
ma'am.
the definition of motion?
Ma'am, change in the position of an object respect of time.
Very good. It is a change in the position of an object with respect to time is known as motion. Then Vinayak, what are the different types of motion?
Straight line motion,
Yes.
rotational motion,
Good.
uh,
Then two more.
circular motion,
Circular motion. Very good. Then
periodic motion,
periodic motion. There are different types of motion like straight line motion. The straight line motion is also known by one more name. What is that? Jeevan?
Ma'am,
Rectilinear motion. Yes. Yes, Prarthana, do you want to share anything with me?
no, ma'am, I was going to say the answer.
Okay, all right. So there are different types of motion like rectilinear motion, periodic motion, circular motion, and rotational motion. And we are introducing the two new terms. One is reference point and other is origin, right?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then Devan, can you say what you mean by reference point?
Ma'am, it describes a location.
Yes, it is the point that describes the location of an object is known as reference point. Very good. Then Neema, what do you mean by origin?
Ma'am, it is an point from which the object starts its motion.
Very good. It is the point from which the object starts its motion is known as origin. So these are the topics that we were discussed in our last class. So we are already say that we have different types of motion like rectilinear motion, periodic motion, rotational motion, or circular motion. But in this chapter, we are discuss only two type of motion. Are you happy? That is about the rectilinear motion and circular motion. You only want to study about the two types of motion. That is the motion along a straight line. It is otherwise known as rectilinear motion. And the second one is circular motion. But before entering into that topic, I want to introducing two new more terms before you. That is about the physical quantities. So we can discuss about the physical quantities, which will help you for your further studies. So we can go through the physical quantities. After that, we can discuss about the motion of an object in a straight line. So all of you write the next heading, physical quantities. That is what we are going to discuss today. So today we are going to discuss about physical quantities. By hearing this term, you don't need to be confused. Physical quantities are those quantities that can be measured. Physical quantities are those quantities that can be measured. The quantities that can be measured is known as physical quantities. Okay, so physical quantities are those quantities that can be measured. In physics, we have a lot of physical quantities. Can you say some examples for the physical quantities that can be measured? Yes? Just try to say. I will say whether it is physical quantities or not.
Mass.
Yes, mass. We can measure mass, right? By the means of some kind of spring balance or weighing balance, we can measure the mass of an object. So it's a physical quantity. What about the time? What's the time now? Yes, students, what's the time now?
10:40.
10:42, right? Or 10:40. We can measure the time. So time is a physical quantity. What about the temperature? Can we measure the temperature?
Yes, ma'am.
Which device is used to measure the temperature?
Thermometer.
Thermometers. Very good. The thermometers are used to measure the temperature. So is it a physical quantity?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. It's a physical quantity because we can measure the temperature. Nowadays, one more device is becomes much more popular due to the corona. What's the device to measure the temperature? Yes, thermal scanners. Nowadays, thermal scanners are becomes much more popular to measure the body temperature. So we can measure the temperature of a body. So temperature is a physical quantity. So physical quantities are those quantities that can be measured. Okay. Does water is a physical quantity? Water is not a physical quantity. It is a state of matter. We are discussing about physical quantities. So the mass, time, temperature, weight, force, the force acting on a body, we can measure the force acting on a body in terms of Newton. So these are examples for physical quantities. Now, these physical quantities are broadly classified into two. They are scalar quantities and vector quantities. So the physical quantities are broadly classified into two. That is, they are scalar quantities and vector quantities. Scalar, and the next one is vector. Actually, this topic is not included in your textbook. So you just listen and take your lecture notes. It will be helpful for your further studies.
And can you say a definition of physical quantities?
Physical quantities are those quantities that can be measured.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Physical quantities are those quantities that can be measured is known as physical quantities. Example, time. Can you say another example for physical quantities? Time.
Force.
Thermometer.
Not thermometer. Thermometer is used to measure temperature. Time,
Thermal
temperature.
scanner.
Members.
Thermal scanner.
Thermal scanner is a device used to measure the temperature. It is not a physical quantity. It is a device used to measure the temperature. So time, force, temperature, these are examples for physical quantities. And the physical quantities are broadly classified into two. They are scalar quantities and vector quantities. Okay, now we can discuss it one by one. What do you mean by scalar quantities and what do you mean by vector quantities? So physical quantities are those quantities that can be measured. In physics, they are classified into two. One is scalar quantity and other is vector quantity. Is it clear? Okay. Now we can explain what do you mean by scalar quantity. So here you can see the definition of scalar quantity. What do you mean by scalar quantity? A scalar is a physical quantity that has only magnitude. So a scalar quantity is a physical quantity that have or that has only a magnitude. So the physical quantity with magnitude only, then we can call it as scalar quantities. So this is the definition for scalar quantity. We can explain it with the help of some examples, then it is more clear to you. A scalar quantity is a physical quantity that has only magnitude. The examples of scalar quantities are mass, length, time, temperature, volume, and density. Students, suppose if I asked you to measure the length of your book, how you measure the length of your book?
I'm using
Scale.
Yes, using scales. Using scale, you can measure the length of the book. And if you are measure the length of the book, and suppose if you get it is 12, and what is the unit of length? Yes, how you express the length? Yes, it is 12 centimeter or 12 meter, right? Meter is a standard unit of the length. So you are expressing the length of the book in terms of 12 meter. Can you specify it in terms of it is 12 meter towards north, towards east and all? Is it possible?
No, ma'am.
No,
No.
we are only specify it in 12 meter. This is what you mean by the magnitude. Magnitude means the numerical value along with its unit. That is what is the meaning of magnitude. So if a physical quantity can be expressed only in terms of magnitude, such physical quantities are known as scalar quantities. For example, length. We can
Ma'am.
measure the, yes,
Ma'am, can you repeat the definition of magnitude?
magnitude. By the term magnitude, we mean, a numerical value. By the term magnitude, we mean a numerical value along with its unit. Along with its unit. Okay. By the term magnitude, we mean a numerical value. A numerical value along with its unit. Numerical value and the unit of that physical quantities denotes the magnitude. Numerical value along with its unit gives the magnitude of that physical quantities. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, we can measure the temperature of a body, right? And how we are denote the temperature? Suppose if the temperature is 28 degrees Celsius or 27 degrees Celsius, we can measure it is only terms of degrees Celsius, right? We are write it in terms
Yes,
of 27 degrees. Can we measure or can we write it in terms of 27 degrees Celsius towards east or towards west? Is it possible?
No, ma'am.
No.
No,
So
ma'am.
such quantities are known as scalar quantities. Similarly, if you measure the mass of a body, we can denote the mass of a body like 38 kilogram. Kilogram is the unit of mass, right? We cannot measure it is in terms of it is 38 kilogram towards north or towards south. So this is why we are call it as scalar quantities. So scalar quantities are those physical quantities that have only magnitude. And by the term magnitude, we mean that we can express it in terms of a numerical value along with its unit. So these are the examples for scalar quantities: mass, length, temperature, time, volume, density. Similarly, if we are measuring the time, we can mark it as 10:40 AM or PM. We cannot write it is 10:40 upward direction or vertical direction, or it is towards north, towards east. It is not possible. So such type of quantities are known as scalar quantities. Scalar quantities are those quantities that can have only magnitude. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
Okay. So here you can see the examples of the scalar quantity. Mass of a gold bar is 1 kilogram. Here mass is a physical quantity and it is which type of quantity? Is it scalar or vector?
Scalar.
It is a
Scalar.
scalar. Why? It has only the magnitude. It has only the magnitude. Similarly here, the time is also a scalar quantity because it can expressed only in terms of its magnitude. The temperature of a body can also expressed in terms of magnitude. So these are the examples of scalar quantities. Now we can explain what do you mean by a vector quantity. What do you mean by a vector quantity? A vector quantity, it is a type of physical quantity that has both magnitude and direction. A vector is a physical quantity that has both magnitude and direction, is known as vector quantities. For example, the force. Force is a vector quantity. Now we are going to discuss about the acceleration momentum. You just write these examples. We will study it later. What do you mean by acceleration? What do you mean by momentum? What do you mean by position, displacement, velocity? That is what is we are going to study next. So you don't need to be worried about by seeing all these terms. Force is a much familiar term to me or to us. What do you mean by force?
So, pull.
Yes, it is a push or pull on an object is known as force. And we can push or pull the object in any direction. We can specify the direction. If I press a ball, I apply the force in which direction? Is it in downward or upward direction? If I want to press a ball,
I'm down.
downward direction. So here I can specify the direction. So that is why it is known as a vector quantity. So a vector quantity is a type of physical quantity that has both magnitude and direction. That has both magnitude and direction. Example: force, position, displacement, velocity, acceleration, and momentum. If we are measuring the force, we can say it is 10 Newton. I apply a 10 Newton force to a ball in downward direction. So here, the direction is specified here. That is why the force is known as a vector quantity. This is the difference between scalar quantities and vector quantities. In scalar quantities, these are the quantities that has only magnitude, but in vector quantities are those physical quantities that has both magnitude and along with magnitude, but we are specifying
Direction.
direction. We
Direction.
specify its direction. So this is the difference between a scalar quantity and vector quantity. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can I change the slide?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So that's all about the physical quantities. This topic is not included in your textbook, but here we are discussing it because it is helpful for your further studies. That's right. Okay, so you must go through this physical quantities. Physical quantities are those quantities that can be measured. Okay, and that physical quantities are broadly classified into two. What are they? PJ,
Scalar and
Azin? Okay, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Scale.
What are the two types of
Scale.
physical quantities?
Scalar quantities and vector quantities.
Very good. Scalar quantities and vector quantities. And Gobi, can you say what you mean by scalar quantities?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What do you mean by scalar
A
quantity?
scalar quantity is a physical quantity
Hmm.
that has only a magnitude.
Yes, that has only a magnitude. They have no direction. They have only magnitude. Can you say one example for scalar quantity, Gobi?
Ma'am, mass.
Mass. Mass is an example for scalar quantity. Very good. Alana, can you say what you mean by vector quantities then? I think some audio problems are there. I can't hear anything. Okay, the same question passed to Fatima Shasa. What's your good name, dear?
Ma'am, Fatima Shahzad.
Okay, Fatima Shasa. Can you say what you mean by vector quantities then?
Yes, ma'am. A vector quantity is a physical quantity that has both magnitude and direct.
Yes, direction. A vector quantity is a physical quantity that has both magnitude and direction. Can you say one example for vector quantities?
Ma'am, force.
Force. Force is a vector quantity. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we can move to the next topic, that is motion of an object along a straight line. All of you write the heading, motion of an object along a straight line. Motion of an object along a straight line. And what is the other name of this motion of the object along a straight line? The straight line motion is also known.
Rectilinear
Rectilinear
motion.
motion.
So in this chapter, we are detailedly explain about this rectilinear motion and that of the circular motion. So first of all, we can discuss about the motion of an object along straight line. And there are some terms associated with this rectilinear motion. The first term is distance and displacement. under the heading motion along a straight line, you can write the subheading distance and displacement. That is what is we are going to discuss next. Distance and displacement. Have you heard about these two terms, distance and displacement? Have you
Yes.
heard? I think the term distance is more familiar to you than that of the displacement. The displacement is a new term, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we can discuss it one by one. What do you mean by the distance and the displacement? I will give you an example, then it is more clear to you. Okay, I will show an image and through that we can discuss what do you mean by distance and displacement. So is it clear? Is the image is clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Suppose you imagine a student is start his journey from here. What is this place? This represents the school.
School.
And he want to reach his home. Okay. So you just imagine the student is leave the school. Now at 4 o'clock he leaves the school and he visit to the nearby shop. Here there is a shop. That is about 2 kilometers away from his school. Okay, a student, he leave his school at 4 o'clock and he travel to the nearby shop. It is 2 kilometers away from his school. After that, he visit to his uncle's home. Here, his uncle's home. It is about 1 kilometer away from the shop. Then he leave to his home from the uncle's home. He returned to his home. It is about 2 kilometers away from the uncle's home. He returned to his home. Okay. Is it clear? So what is here there are 2
Yes.
points. One is the initial point and other is the final point. What is the initial point here?
Home.
Is home is the initial point?
School.
School.
School is the initial point from where the object is started its journey. And what is the final point?
Home.
Home.
Home. Home is the final point and school is the object's initial point. So can you say what is the origin here? What's the origin?
Ma'am, school.
School. School is acting as the origin because we know that origin is the point from which the object start its journey is known as origin. So here school acting as a origin. And when the student leaves the school, he traveled to the nearby shop that is 2 kilometers away from the school. After that, he moved to the uncle's home. It is 1 kilometer away from the shop. Then he returned to his home that is 2 kilometers away from the uncle's home. So students, can you say what is the total path covered by the student? What is the total path covered by the student?
5
5 kilometers.
5 kilometers.
You got it? How you got it?
Ma'am, shop, uncle's home.
Yes, 2 kilometers
Yes.
plus
2 kilometers.
1
1
kilometer.
from the
kilometer
shop to
plus
the uncle's home, it is 1
1
kilometer.
kilometer.
Yes, again from uncle's home to
2
return.
kilometer.
Yes,
Two
it is again 2
kilometer.
kilometer. So that is what is the total path covered by the student?
5
5
5
kilometers.
5 kilometers.
So students, this is what is known as distance. This is what is known as distance. That is the total path covered by an object is known as distance. What do you mean by distance? It is the total path covered by the object is known as distance. Distance is the total path traveled by an object is known as distance. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
This is what is meant by distance. Distance is the total path traveled or covered by an object is known as distance. All of you write the definition for distance. Distance is the total path traveled by an object. And what is the unit of distance? How we are expressing the distance?
Kilometers.
Kilometer or meter. Kilometer or meter is the unit. Normally the standard unit is meter. Okay, if it is a long distance, we are expressed it in terms of kilometer. The standard unit of the distance is meter. Okay, so this is the definition of distance. The total path covered by the object is known as distance. And distance has magnitude only. Distance has magnitude. So can you identify whether it is a scalar quantity or a vector quantity?
Scalar.
Very good. It is a scalar quantity because it has only magnitude. And what is the unit of distance?
Meter.
Meter.
Unit is meter. This is all about the distance. So when you study about the distance, you must study the definition. Distance is the total path covered by the object, and it is a scalar quantity. Instead of writing distance has magnitude only, you can practice to write it is a scalar quantity. It is a scalar quantity because it has only magnitude. The quantities that has only magnitude, we can call it as scalar quantity. It has magnitude only, so we can call it as scalar quantity. And the unit of distance is meter. The distance is always used to expressed in meter. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we can discuss about what do you mean by displacement then? Okay, what do you mean by displacement? Okay, so in the second day, on the second day, the same student returned to his home without passing through all this way. He directly reached to his home, and it is about 4 kilometers or 3 kilometers. Enough, 3. On the second day, the same student returned to his home directly. Okay. So what is the distance between the school and home?
3 kilometer.
3 kilometers. This is what is known as displacement. Displacement means the shortest distance between the initial point and final point is known as displacement. This is the difference between distance and the displacement. What do you mean by distance? Distance is the total path covered by the object. Through what are the ways the object is travels, that ways we are calculated while calculating the distance. But in the case of displacement, we are considering only the initial point and we consider only the initial point and final point. So we are only considering the initial point and final point. It is the shortest distance between the initial point and final point with a specific direction is known as displacement. Okay, I will show the definition. This is the definition of displacement. It is the shortest distance between the starting point. Starting point means initial point and final point. Start point and finish point with direction is known as displacement. So distance and displacement are the two terms that is associated with the rectilinear motion of an object. That is, if the object is moving along a straight line, we must remember about these two terms, distance and displacement. Displacement is the shortest distance between the starting point and final point, or starting point and finishing point of the direction of the object with a specific direction is known as displacement. And here the displacement has both magnitude and direction. We can specify the direction of the object, whether it is traveling towards north or towards west. So the displacement possesses a definite direction. Okay, so can you say whether it is scalar or vector quantity? Yes, very good. It is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity. Displacement is a vector quantity. Then what will be the unit of displacement?
Meter.
It is also meter. It is nothing. It is the distance itself but it is the distance with a specific direction. That is why we are calling it as a displacement. It is the shortest distance. That is the definition of displacement. It is nothing.
A shortcut.
Yes.
A shortcut.
It's not clear, dear. Can you repeat it
Ma'am,
once again?
he's saying it's a shortcut.
Shortcut.
Yes, it is a shortcut, right? It's a shortcut. It is nothing. It is the shortest distance between the initial point and the final point. Okay. So the unit of displacement is also meter. We are expressing the displacement in meter itself. But it is a vector quantity because we can specify the direction of the motion of the object. So we can call it as a vector quantity because it has both magnitude and direction. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
This is the
ma'am.
difference between distance and displacement. Okay, so once again, we can recall all these points. And Leah, can you say what you mean by distance?
Ma'am, distance is the
Hmm.
distance is the total path covered by the object.
Yes, it is the total path covered by the object is known as distance. And what is the unit of distance?
Meter.
Yes, and Leah? Meter. Okay, all right. Then next, Evelyn, can you say what you mean by displacement? Evelyn, unmute and say. What do you mean by displacement?
Displacement has magnitude, value, and direction.
What is the definition? What do you mean by displacement? Alan?
Ma'am, it is
Yes.
the shortest distance between the start point and finish point.
Yes, it is the shortest distance between the initial point and final point. Very good. And what is the unit of displacement?
Ma'am, meter.
Meter. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is the which type of quantity? Distance is which type of quantity? Is it scalar or vector?
Scalar.
Scalar.
It is
Scalar,
scalar. And what
scalar.
about in the case of
Displacement is vector.
displacement is
quantity.
vector? Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
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 All right.